Well, welcome back, everyone. This is the Game One Loves Forever, the golf podcast. I'm here again with my buddy Bryan here. Thank you again for coming on.
Thanks for inviting me.
Of course, yeah. Is this your third go-around or so?
Third time.
Yeah.
Third time's
a
a charm.
Yeah. There we go. So, I was just talking to you about, a round that I just played with my buddy.
Most recent round.
Yeah, it's...
Heard you had a comical one.
Yeah, it'd been... here, I'm the excuse guy. It'd been a month or so since I played.
Here we go.
Yeah, no.
Those type of golfers.
But, yeah. So it was a pretty fun round. It was Empire Ranch, and we
Local course here in Sacramento.
Yeah, here in Folsom. So it was a cool format. So it was every 6 holes it changed. So the first 6 holes was scramble. The next 6 was alternate shot. And then the last 6 was a shamble best ball. So basically on those you both tee off, and then from there you take the best shot from the fairway or wherever you were.
Yeah.
And then you play your own ball from that point.
Gotcha.
Yeah. We've done that at Apple Mountain, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So anyway, it was interesting to say the least. It was going into it, I felt pretty good. I mean, I thought I was going to play pretty well.
Coming out of the turn.
I just didn't have, I don't know. Playing here on the simulator every once in a while felt good. My chipping, I never really feel 100%.
Of course.
But I felt like with scramble and alternate shot, my buddy or my partner Jeff would put me in pretty good spots and vice versa.
Yeah.
So, going pretty well. We birdied the first hole. I think we
Good
parred.
start.
Yeah, we parred the second hole, and then on hole, which for us it was our third hole, and it was alternate shot, and it was hole 10. Mm-hmm. And I get up there, and 10 is my nemesis. For anybody to know, 10's on the turn. You have to get over a small little gap. And then you can't go too far with driver because
not hole 10 on every hole or course, but this course 10 is your nemesis.
Yes. Yeah. Not the turn every. I mean, sometimes it's the hot dog hole.
Yeah, hot dog or a beer or
yeah.
you
just
need to let something out of your
drinking.
system
Yeah.
or
Yeah. Or the marshals on you because you guys are behind.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Boys, hurry it up.
Yeah. Don't go to was it Bing Malone? No, not Bing. Bartley Kavanaugh.
Yeah.
They're on you. They're on you on the turn. So. Anyway, so 10, and I get up, I'm like, okay, I'm just, I should hit iron, but I was like, I'll hit a nice, easy 5-wood, get it over the gap, let Jeff, probably 150 yards in, nothing crazy.
Let him grip and rip it.
Yeah. Let him get in. So I take a couple practice swings. I'm like, oh, it feels good. So I finally take my full swing, and as soon as I hit the ball, I knew I topped it, so I, held my pose, and I could just see out the corner of my eye.
Oh, no.
The ball spun into the ground, spun backwards, and I could see it. And all of a sudden, in the corner of my eye, I see the ball roll in front of the tees, and maybe a yard.
Oh.
Maybe a yard. And
complete embarrassment engaged.
Yeah. Well, and then the other group had, because it was kind of backed up on the turn, so the other group rolled up, and they're like,
oh, great.
And they're like, you must hate your partner, huh?
Yeah. You don't just got 4 golfers, you got 8 golfers.
And his alternate shot, so Jeff's hitting 2 off the tee box, essentially. We almost parted, though. Then he obviously put us in the fairway, and then I hit it like a little wedge in, and we had a little, 6-footer or so. And
For par. Nice.
Yeah, but Jeff missed it, but that's okay. I didn't blame him at all because it was
scramble golfing right there, huh?
It was
my
fault to begin with. Yeah. So, but yeah, that was.
Hey, there's a reason we're not pros.
Yeah, I wish I was recording it because that wasn't. I couldn't do it a million times if I tried.
Yeah.
100 times. I'm actually gonna go try it, see if I could do it again because it was that.
It would be impressive.
It was that awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Then I can do it on command, which I don't know if is a good thing. But yeah, and then through on that, I don't know. Just after that, it was in my head, and we just didn't play that well. So overall, I think we were 10 over.
So back 9 wasn't as good as the front 9.
Yeah, with alternate shot, we ended up 5 over, and that's gonna. And I think for the winning group,
you want to be a couple under.
Yeah, well, I think alternate shot. If you can get away with 6 holes even, and then score on your shamble and your scramble, I think that's where the people who won got it. Yeah, got it. Because I think the winning team shot 3 under gross.
Yeah.
And the net team was 11 under.
Okay.
So, we got some pops, but I think we were still 2 or 3 over with the pops. So because we were both playing as 10 handicaps.
Tens.
Yeah. So I think that kind of, or that hurt us a little bit because there were some
yeah.
people out there with 28s.
Yeah.
And 16s.
They probably have a lot
yeah.
more pops than you do.
Yeah.
Right.
We played with a guy who I think was a 16 handicap. So I think they were a few under. Just
Compared to
the
you
pops.
guys?
Yeah. But they didn't play any better. They just had
They just had more
right?
pops.
Yeah. So
Got it.
yeah, but it's a fun tournament. I mean, I think that's something like with our group.
And that was the men's club?
Yeah, the men's club at Folsom. It's usually their December tournament, but this year it got canceled because, I mean,
Weather.
On the same day that we were supposed to play this year, you still played.
What a great day to play.
Yeah. There were a few tournaments that day.
Yeah.
And back in December, and ours got canceled, but yours didn't. So let's hear about
So we decided you actually hit me up to play in that tournament.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm already playing another one for a friend who passed away during COVID time frame. Not because of COVID, but because of another thing that happened. But no, so the guy hit us up a couple days beforehand and was like, hey, we got to go down to the Bay Area. And it's like, you guys didn't still make the trek? And we're like,
Yeah.
of course we'll make the trek. Is it on? Like, are we driving for nothing?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, no, it'll be on if you guys show up. I know a couple of guys that are going to back out, most likely.
Yeah.
And it's like, weather.
Yeah.
And the forecast was like, oh, okay, we got a bad system coming in, and it's going to blow through by, 9 a.m., excuse me. So then it'll be clear after that. It'll be fine. It'll be totally fine. Mm-hmm. And we're like, yeah, dude, we'll fine. We'll drive down in the morning. As we're driving down, it is like...
And you went down there the morning of?
The morning of.
Yeah.
So woke up super early, drove down. Tee times were 8 a.m. in San Jose, or Gilroy, excuse me.
Yeah.
So we got to get out of the house, up here by 5:36. That was our target.
Yeah.
On the way down, we realized that the weather was going to be a little bit worse than expected because my truck was being blown across the roads.
Yeah.
We got heavy rain coming down. We got flooding on the freeways. More so than expected.
Yeah. You guys are probably like, what are we doing?
Yeah, the meteorologists weren't so accurate on this one for the worst,
Yeah.
And usually it's like, oh, maybe less weather comes in. No, this one was worse.
Mm-hmm.
So we get down there and it actually quiets down. The wind kind of dies down. We're hanging out waiting for light to come up because we got there a little earlier talking with everyone. And it's like, oh, this is actually might be okay.
Yeah.
Starts raining a little bit. The wind picks up a little bit. And like right before we go out to tee off, like it madhouse dumps.
You must have been the eye of the storm.
It literally, that's what it felt like. It literally felt
like
like
a
that.
calm,
Yeah, and it
eerie
just
calm,
came
yeah.
in right as we started. And we were
Yeah.
like, oh, Richie, come on, boy. Like, let us play this golf round. That's his name, who we're playing for his
Okay.
little foundation.
Yeah.
And it's like Richie, boy, like, let's go. And we get out there, and, man, like, by hole 2, it felt like we had a tornado overhead. It felt like we were playing a hurricane category 5
Yeah.
weather. And it lasted for at least 3 holes. And then it
Jeez.
kind of dies down again. I can't remember the third tee box. So we're on it. We're all ducking and covering.
So it was legit.
In the
like,
trees. It was out of control. It was so incredible. I think everyone that we golfed with that day had all foul weather gear to the tee. Like they had pants, they had
So you were
jackets,
ready.
they had
You were so
hats,
ready. Yeah.
they had umbrellas, they had everything covering. Everyone's ready to go, and we get out there, and everyone's like, "This is way worse than we thought." It lasted until probably like 2 p.m. We made it through like 10 holes that day, max. And I think after the churn, we're like, all right, one more hole. And then after that, we're like, we're done.
Yeah.
Like, we got to, sorry,
Yeah.
Richie boy. Like, we can't do
Yeah.
this anymore. But, man.
So your buddy, how did you know him?
Adam King runs this tournament. It's Richie Perez. He used to be a guy who worked for the San Jose Sharks.
Okay.
And my brother worked for the Sharks, and that's how I got introduced to him. So it's kind of a little tournament that is for him down there. They used to call him the Mayor of Gilroy, even though he never used to be a Mayor of Gilroy. That's just
Because everybody knew him?
He knew everyone.
Yeah.
He was a friendly guy. He used to work the mailroom at the Sharks, and knew everyone there, and everyone loves him. So in his honor, every year we do a tournament. Adam King and a couple other guys run it.
Yeah.
Gilroy was his spot. So
Nice.
it's not the nicest course, but they let us play when in
yeah,
a storm
well,
like that.
So was there anybody else playing on that course?
Nope. No, we kind of had it locked down for the morning sesh.
Okay.
So pretty much the morning time frame.
But then obviously no one else came after that.
No one
anyway.
really came out after that. No, actually, maybe they did because it kind of like opened up. Like
Yeah.
we thought it was gonna open up in the late morning, and it didn't open up until like 2 p.m. And we were already way gone by that time. You know, but we're still like hanging out, like watching the weather. Like my God, it's still coming down. But yeah, so fun times though. But that was my one winter golf round since November.
Yeah. That's yeah, it was crazy. I remember that day because it was like I obviously was going to play in a tournament, and I just remember sitting at home and like looking outside. I'm like, thank God they canceled that tournament.
I bet.
I didn't know you guys still played. I was like,
Yeah, I was one of the guys out there. Like, why did I play today?
Yeah. No, I believed when the weather said it's going to be horrible.
Yeah,
I believed them.
yeah. No, they were right, and some.
Yeah.
Just add a little bit more onto that.
Because at first I was like, okay, cool. It'll be a nice little wind. You know, it'll give us an advantage maybe, or at least a level playing field.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad we weren't out there.
Yeah.
And it was still windy this weekend.
Miraculously, so we played scramble that day, and I was playing pretty decent actually. I gave us a shot, but the fact that we didn't finish, it kind of was like, whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just more to be out there and have fun.
Yeah, just have fun for him, honor him. But
You guys are just playing two-person scramble?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. So it was fun though.
Okay.
One hole had a persimmon heads on them, old school persimmon drivers and 3-woods.
Oh, yeah.
So those were fun.
Yeah.
It's funny because you can actually hit those pretty decently.
I used to have one when I was a kid, like before high school, maybe into high school, and I hit that thing beautifully.
If you hit the center of the
Yeah.
sweet spot is very small,
Yeah.
but if you hit that,
Yeah.
I mean you could hit it as far as our clubs that we have now.
I would murder it, and then one day I finally just dug in too deep and it snapped.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even a snap. It was like part of the wood head like split.
Yeah.
Like
So there's one out there that the grip's all kind of messed up,
Mm-hmm.
but that's one of the righties, I believe. But there's a lefty out there too, and so he gets to use like a brand new one almost, you know. And so it's kind of fun.
they bring them.
Yeah, we bring
bring
him.
'em?
So the guy that runs the tournament, he has like a few of them that he keeps,
okay.
and then a couple of the tournaments that we play in with him, he brings them every time.
Got it. And they just stick them at the hole. You're using
Correct. You leave them at the hole, and then that day they probably got rusty.
Well, you were just looking at your clubs, right?
Yeah, I was
And you
just looking. I
realized
was like, oh crap, maybe I need to clean these. I haven't looked
they
at
had
them.
they had a little rust on
Hey,
them.
it was about a month. I mean, I looked at them like in the garage, but it's not as bright.
Yeah.
And then like here, I'm like,
Here
holy moly,
we
like,
played a couple holes, and he's like, "Oh, I think there's some rust on these."
got to go scrub it up,
I said,
dub them.
"Yeah, that's rust for sure." Just get like a Brillo pad or like the scrub. what are
Warm
those,
water, a little soap and
yeah.
water, dry them
Come
off.
right off. Yeah.
But,
So have you heard of? I mean, I haven't really looked much into it, but you said you kind of were watching a little bit of the TGL.
yeah, I watched a little bit of the. So the first one I heard about, this, and I didn't watch it. Second one I watched a little bit today.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's new age.
Yeah.
New age.
I mean, it's kind of the same idea, right? Both pros, but same thing, right?
Yeah, same thing as
Simulator.
this, but
Yeah.
you got pros, and it's a little bit nicer, right? So they're hitting off real grass.
Yeah.
Their greens are real greens, technically with AstroTurf and
Yeah.
stuff, and it's.
I mean, it looks amazing. I mean, into the huge screen. I mean, I did see stuff on like Instagram, YouTube, and stuff. I mean,
one of the things that I guess gave me a smile on my face is the fact that they mishit shots on it too, just like we do in here.
Yeah.
So we're not the only ones.
yeah, I know that's
mishitting.
that's when we miss hitting
Hey,
here, and then we're like,
when you go
on
to
the
X,
real course, that would have been.
Yeah, if you go to X Golf or Top Golf or any of the other spots that have these simulators, you're not the only one. The
Yeah.
pros are mishitting too.
Yeah.
It makes me feel a little bit better.
even on the course, I mean, they hit bad shots.
Yeah,
right?
but not as I mean today.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like there's way more, even missed putts
Mm-hmm.
on what I was watching today compared to what they normally do.
Yeah.
Like I mean, when they miss, I'm talking like they miss within inches.
Yeah.
Or like a couple feet on the drive or something. They're like mad at it. Like today, it was a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're real.
Yeah.
You're not just a robot.
Yeah. I mean, I'll have to watch some because I haven't. And I'm assuming it's through the winter.
That's my guess.
Like,
I never looked that up. I didn't
Yeah.
know if it was like just during the off season technically until like February.
Yeah,
right?
to keep people entertained still. Yeah.
Which is kind of cool, and maybe keeps them warm.
Yeah.
Instead of having, I guess they can travel wherever they want, but maybe they don't have to travel as much.
Because Is it in Florida? It's in Florida, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And then they got what I don't know what courses they play either. That's another question. I didn't even look at that.
That's I know.
Are they
We
playing?
did real good research for this one.
Yeah, we did really good.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. Yeah, I haven't. I know. I feel like with this, focus more on like, us, our buddies, local golf. But I haven't. I'll have to start watching TGL and the Tomorrow Golf League. And
Yeah, I think it's just like changing of the game, changing of the guards, and like you don't have to play outdoors. You can play inside and keep up with your game. Like you don't have to go to a driver range to be the only spot to practice.
Yeah.
You can go inside when it's storming outside. Like you don't have to play in gale force winds.
Yeah.
In Gilroy
Yeah.
to play a round of golf. You can go into X Golf or Top Golf or something and have a round, and it's not going to be far off from playing outdoors. I think that's where the world's moving to in the golf world.
yeah.
So
I did think it was cool. Like I saw, because I thought they were hitting off of turf, but then I actually saw or mats, and then I actually saw like they repaired the divots.
they actually
where they were hitting. I was like,
they
oh,
drop in like a new set of grass.
well,
I saw that today. They had like a crane coming in, dropping in
Put a new patch.
A new patch. I was like, what? It was a commercial break.
yeah.
But it was funny because I saw Tiger walk up to. So he was today, and I saw him walk up, and he had a shot where he wanted to hit a 3-wood, so he walked up with that, and they had to take a drop, so he had to drop it from his knee. He dropped it down, and it sunk into the grass. He immediately walked back to his bag and grabbed a 7-iron, and came out and just hit it like a layup shot
Okay.
instead of going for it. And I was just like, so that's like true grass in there,
Yeah.
Like that's like
Just
real
sat down
stuff.
on it,
Yeah, 100% sat down. And as soon as he saw that, he didn't even take a second. Immediately walked back to his bag, grabbed the 7-iron or whatever it was, and it came back and then hit a layup shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch it. So, I mean, worst case, it kind of fits that or scratches that itch for you when because there's no real golf right now, right? Not until what, maybe
Like even if you go out now, like I guess
the
your
Masters.
yeah, your tournament, that. But then like even for us, like
Yeah.
like even it's like the 3 club tournaments or like the tournaments like you're saying where it's like more like a 666 or or something like that. It's not like a true like 18 stroke golf tournament.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I guess we'll check that out and do a little more research next time. So more. But anybody who checked it out, maybe they can comment, let us know.
Yeah.
So the other thing is, I was kind of looking around and I was like thinking about all the, with our group, there's so many different types of golfers. So I always like to, just not name names or anything, but just point out like the stereotype of
Stereotypes of golfers,
right? The stereotypes of types of golfers.
This
right?
could be a good one.
Yeah,
This could go on for days.
Yeah. So the types of golfers. So the one that comes to mind for me right away is the 5 minutes late. I've been this one time, but like the 5 minutes late guy.
Yeah.
To the tee time.
Oh.
Like I'll be there. Tee time's I don't know. Let's say 8:15.
Or the guy that always, instead of like using the terminology of 5 minutes, like the guy that's always
Late.
on time for the exact tee time,
Yeah.
like to tee off, and he's just coming
Pulling
out,
in,
like throwing on his shoes, grabbing his bag, or he's gonna 100% be late for the actual tee time. Yeah.
Or no, I think that's probably closer between the 5 minutes, like pulling in when you're
pulling
tee time.
in at the tee time, versus being there early.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
I hate that. And then it's like, or you're just like, you know what? I'll pay the fee, or I'll pay the greens fee, Venmo me, so you can just get out and run to the tee.
And then he's the guy that's having a few too many drinks and forgets to Venmo you. No,
Yeah.
That's the same guy.
Yeah. I'm like, wait, didn't I pay you? Yeah.
Oh man, I could probably. So we got the 5 minutes late guy. What about the guy that's like 2 hours early guy?
Oh yeah.
The guy that shows up, like we got an 8 a.m. tee time. He's there right at the crack of dawn.
Yeah.
Like,
He's getting in a full bucket.
full bucket, goes over to
chip
practice.
session.
Yeah, full chip, full putting range.
Full putting, circle, drills.
Has a full
around
breakfast too inside.
Yeah. Already had his breakfast burrito and coffee.
Yeah, just sitting there waiting for you guys. Oh, about time you guys showed up.
Yeah. Like, oh, you just get here? No, I've been here since 6:30.
6:30. Well, I thought we didn't tee off until 8.
Yeah. Yeah, those guys are fun.
Yeah.
I used to at least try to get there like an hour early.
Yeah.
warm up. And it's just like, you know what? It doesn't make any difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't practice enough.
Yeah.
So it makes zero
Or play
difference.
enough,
So,
you know?
yeah. So I just started, I'll get there 15, 20 minutes before, pay, and then just get out, maybe putt a little bit. Obviously, putt, I think we talked about this before.
I like doing a little, like at least warm it up, like in regards to the body, do a little chip sesh, do a little putt sesh. I'm good.
Yeah. Just get
It's
out
like
there.
my new routine going. Like I don't need to hit. Like if there's free balls,
Yeah.
like I'll hit a few, but I don't need to hit a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, my the old group I used to play with, it was always everyone. It's a little bit older group, and everyone in that group would always show up like an hour and a half early. Immediately go to the breakfast table, all eat a meal, and then go out, practice, hit a bucket or half a bucket or whatever it is, chip, putt, and then start going from there, play our round. None of them at the turn would really stop.
Yeah.
Like it was always like
That's
a
true.
go,
Yeah,
go,
it's like,
go.
yeah.
It was just kind of funny the difference compared to like that group and like the other groups that we play with,
Yeah. Well, I don't like now how they do push you at the turn.
Oh,
It's like you
Well, it's
really
like
don't
you-
have any time.
You got to grab something that's ready.
Yeah.
And a lot of
Or
times
call
they
ahead,
say,
which is fine.
and a lot of times they say they have something ready, and they really
they
don't.
don't, yeah.
And it's like you were supposed to call, and it's like, well, I thought you were gonna have a hot dog or
yeah,
something.
at least have hot dogs ready.
I thought I saw that before I even left
Yeah.
here this morning that you guys had that. Well, we didn't put them on today or something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a slow day.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that before too, where they're like, "Well, you need a call." I'm like, "A hot dog?"
I'm
Come on."
sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you guys had some warm,
Yeah. Some hot. Yeah.
grizzlies in there.
So, the other one I can think of is like the Twilight guy, like always just only plays Twilight. One for the rate.
Yeah.
Two, you never finish a round, so you really never know how well
Don't
the
have to
person
post it.
scores. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. So you're usually playing like 12 holes, 13 holes.
Yeah.
So good or bad, you never really have to like,
Yeah.
finish a round or post your legit score.
Yeah.
So that's one I was thinking of.
That's pretty funny.
I mean, I love Twilight rounds. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I like to at least finish 9.
Yeah, but you can also go from there. You can go to the solo guy. That's kind of like, it kind of goes in with the Twilight guy.
Yeah.
Like the guy
Just
that's
the guy
just
who's
like
jumping on
anywhere. Like,
Yeah.
like imagine like booking a threesome and you're like, oh man, I wonder if we're gonna have a solo with us.
I'll be honest. If I ever do book a 3 for 3 guys, I'm like, should I just do the 4th so I
Yeah, just
don't
book it so
risk
no one
it?
else sits with us.
But yeah, I know. And then sometimes I do say, oh, it's only 3 of us, even though it's always 3. And they're like, oh, try to let us know. We could fill it.
Well, and if it's like not a
mean,
serious round,
it's-
you're just having fun.
Yeah.
Poor, like, sorry, we're degenerates over here, just having a few beers.
The solo guy is just risky.
Yeah.
It could be someone really cool.
It could be a really good guy who's annoyed at you.
Yeah. It's someone who's like out there taking it really, because most of the time, I think we were talking about it last time, is most of the time the single who's joining is going to be a serious golfer. Like, otherwise they're not. Why are they?
Yeah, why are they out there?
Otherwise, you go with your buddies. or
Unless
you
they
go-
really suck or something, they're really trying to work on their game. That's what a driving
But
range
even
is
then,
for.
you're not. Yeah, but even then, you're not. You wouldn't join a.
You're not
random
just
group.
spending money to play
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
unless you're like serious. About
So
it,
they're serious, and then that's why I'm thinking they're either going to be like the quiet, just playing their round,
Yeah.
like headphones in kind
Yeah.
of thing, or they're going to be the jabber,
Yeah.
like, oh man, I don't
Wanna
usually play
talk
like
about
this.
everything.
Oh, I don't play, or try to give you
Back in
try
the
to give
day,
you,
I
try to
used
give
to
you
drive.
lessons.
Yeah, I used
or-
to
yeah.
drive this 300.
Well, you know
with
what you're
the
doing
Persimmon.
wrong. No, I don't care what I'm doing wrong.
Oh man.
So yeah, that's a risky one.
Yeah.
Now, a question I've asked before is, have you ever been that solo?
I've
you
not
ever been?
No,
No?
no. If I'm a solo, I usually go to like a range,
Okay.
and I'll putt it out, I'll chip it out.
Yeah.
I personally like spots that don't have like mats.
Yeah.
So if I'm like truly like having an itch to do something or improve, and I want to get out, like I have not really booked a solo round for myself. It's always range, and I try to find a range that has grass. I find a range that has like a true chipping area.
Yeah.
And a true putting area.
Who has grass right now?
Around here, dude, the one I know of off the top of my head is Lincoln Hills.
Oh, they move you out?
Yeah, but it's not during the weekends. It's weekdays.
Oh, okay. And I know during the summer, sometimes Mather will put you out there.
Really?
Mather, yeah.
But they have the new, like the new tracker thing, don't they?
Mather does?
No, not Mather. Sorry, I'm thinking of
Hagen?
Hagen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they have like the chipping and putting.
Yeah, they have the
They have
full
the good chipping,
facility,
yeah.
right? So
The chipping putting,
Like,
but-
see, I would be okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's a Saturday, like, okay, I get mats for this, but I get real grass for that, you know?
Yeah.
So that's where, like, if I was a solo guy, that's what I would personally do.
So you've never like just gone to the course and then be like, you know what, I'm a single, I'll play if they got room. Nope.
Never done it.
I've done it a few times.
Yeah.
I'll be honest.
Never done it.
Yeah. Because sometimes I'll go there, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna practice.
Yeah.
And then I'm like,
Still got the
can I
itch.
play? Yeah. Can I just play 9 holes?
I got enough time before the wife gets pissed.
Yeah. Like I can be home by 5.
Yeah. Just got to play quick.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
got to
a-
be on these
a
boys.
quick 9 holes.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
be on the other threesome.
Yeah. Then you're that guy. Come on, I gotta hurry and get home.
Guys, come on. Only one practice swing.
Yeah. So, and then I kind of just already said it. The other one I was thinking of is the constant excuse guy.
Oh, the excuse boy.
Meaning not necessarily excuses, but always like, oh, I normally hit my 3-wood way better than that.
Yeah.
Or I usually hit
Yeah.
a 250.
Yeah,
but,
showing up bad
yeah.
that day.
Oh, I don't top that, or my driver's off today.
Yeah.
I don't usually pull it or I
Yeah.
don't slice it, like that.
Yeah. I'm never a hook guy. I'm always a slice. You know me. I'm always a hook.
Yeah.
And then- But then I am like that.
never hook it. Yeah.
And then I hit a slice with you, and I'm like, JR, you know me, man. Like, where the hell did that come from?
Yeah. Yeah. When you hit that slice, do you get scared?
Yeah, I'm like, what the heck?
terrified?
Yeah, what changed? What did I do wrong? Is
it's
my
a
back
complete-
injured?
Yeah. I know. Yeah, my missus is just a straight pull left. Like, I can't
Come over like top of it and come.
too fast.
Yeah.
But the only good thing I see from it is that I pull it and it goes straight there. So that means it was like,
Yeah.
I pulled it, but at least it was straight there, right?
You
It
got
wasn't
good
like a
club face
hook
on
or-
it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
good club face.
Yeah.
What about the excuse guy too for talking about tournaments, bailing on tournaments, last minute,
Yeah.
saying that they're gonna.
Or always in.
I
never
knew
shows.
what's the most annoying is the early bookie who's like the first response saying I'm in.
Yeah.
And then last minute, like a couple days before, and I'm not gonna make it.
Yeah. Or just doesn't even say anything.
Or
just
doesn't
show
even
up.
communicate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the excuse boys too. You can add that to the notch. You know.
Yeah, there is some chronic I'm in but never show up.
Doesn't matter what golf group you're a part of. I feel like
Oh,
it's
there's always,
that's across the world.
Oh, yeah.
There's guys like that.
Yeah. And I think it's, and not to like be on their side, but I think it's because you want to golf every time you want to,
Yeah.
or you just want to like save your spot. Cause sometimes it's like, oh, I only have 16 spots, whatever. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, I get it. You're in. But as soon as you know you can't make it,
Yeah, let me know.
let us know.
Yeah.
Let the group know.
Or it's the guy that
common
fails
courtesy.
to communicate with his wife and is like, "Ah, shit, I
Yeah.
forgot that." Like, and
2
then the
days
week
before.
of, he's
Yes.
like, "So, babe, what are we doing Friday?"
2 days, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't work Friday. It's like, oh crap.
Oh, dang it.
Well, I had all golf on the calendar. Yeah. No, we're gonna hang out. We'll go to lunch. Jr., I can't make it, dude.
Yeah. Like, really? No. Yeah, I mean, I get that. I mean, I'll be honest. Sometimes I have waited, like I know, like we're gonna play a month out, but I wait till like the week of to like remind my wife, like, hey, we're
FYI, remember this
it's
is on the calendar. Yeah,
but
remember?
I just forgot to
Yeah.
remind you.
See that, Mark? I wrote that like 2 months ago.
Yeah, I do put it on the calendar. so,
100%,
yeah,
dude. You got
right
it.
away.
You got to like constantly remind just
Yeah.
to make sure.
Yeah. So
That's how you keep the happy wife, you know?
yeah. I like that one too. That's like a sneaky one. Is like the guy who forgets to tell his wife.
Oh yeah. I mean, honestly, that's probably the number one excuse guy.
Yeah.
Or that's the reason that they're probably not
Yeah.
showing. It's either that or truly they messed up with
Just
work
poor
or
communication.
or there's some
Yeah,
like
I think-
sometimes you get sick or something
Yeah.
like that, but but
Yeah, no, I think most if it's a weekend round,
Yeah.
it's definitely they forgot to tell.
100%.
their-
Like you're watching
their
the kids?
spouse,
No, or I ain't watching the kids.
Yeah. Because it's gonna be a full day of just
Yeah.
So I know that's why it is definitely easier for me to get out on the weekdays.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whether it's at twilight or during work or
Yeah.
for work or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. So, yeah, another one is probably what people see me as, but the always the weekday round guy.
Oh, the weekday round guy.
Like who
Or the Saturday morning guy.
yeah, it goes both ways, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's either like I like those memes where it's like, how are these people golfing at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday?
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, I'm here on a 10 a.m. I'm
Yeah.
here 10
Yeah.
a.m. on Tuesday.
Are these guys here every Tuesday at 10 a.m.?
Yeah. Like, and how do I get that job?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably what.
What do
people
they
see.
do for work?
Yeah.
And how do they afford this?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like they're retired.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've played at a few, what was it? Castle Oaks. And every time we played there, we've gotten in front of the men's group there, the
Yeah.
old men's group.
Yeah.
And man, they are in a hurry.
Yeah.
They're the type where it's literally.
They got bocce ball in the afternoon.
Yeah, I was gonna
dude.
say. I think they're more excited to go to the end and drink beer than
Or
actually
that.
play, because it's like, I mean, they get up and just they get out of the cart. They probably get a yardage and then just like swing,
Grip
hit,
and rip.
hit. Yeah,
Don't
no
even-
practice swings.
The more practice swings, the more sore the back
That's
is.
probably what it is. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
They're playing smart.
Yeah.
We need to take a note from that.
Speaking of grabbing beers at the end of the round, do you have a like drink of choice or like a routine of drinks or not drinking on the course? I know you kind of had a theory on this.
Yeah, so I there's always you always got to have at least a drink, either at the end or during, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like golf isn't golf without like something like that.
Yeah, nice
I don't know.
cold
I
beer.
don't know how the pros do it. They must like just get liquored up.
I think they
before
drink
and-
after.
Yeah, or that, you know.
Like John Daly. just
Yeah,
drink
100%.
Before and after.
Yeah, yeah. But for me, it's like if I'm having like I probably won't start off, especially if it's a morning round. Like I won't start off with anything until I have a bad hole, and usually that's after hole one.
Yeah.
So then I'll
At
crack.
least.
Yeah, then I'll crack open
Yeah.
like a Bloody Mary or a screwdriver.
Oh, nice.
And then I'll go there.
Yeah.
As a number one.
Yeah.
And then from there it's like usually like go to light beers, keep it chill.
Keep it light. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep it hydrated.
Yeah, keep hydrated.
Yeah. I do like Bloody Marys on like a lot of the golf tournaments that we play in. It's like, even if it's 9 a.m.,
Yeah.
Bloody Marys.
Yeah.
First hole.
Yeah. I usually will get one like before we even start the round, but I won't like crack into it and take a sip until I like have a bad hole.
Oh, okay.
And
So you'll have it ready.
so it's usually like
You
hole
have
one or
it
two.
ready to revive.
Or even like a bad shot. And I'm like, God dang it.
Yeah, just a sip. Yeah. There has been times too where, like you said, I'll wait until I start playing bad, or I have a few bad holes, and then, or I'm just playing consistently bad, where it's like bogey, 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 nothing crazy.
And you're just like, let's go.
Yeah, and then I take a shot or a beer or whatever, and all of a sudden it's like par, birdie, par.
Yeah.
It's like goes.
All of a
I'm
sudden
like,
it loosens
okay.
you up. Yeah, but then there's like the
too
other
much.
the other side of that is like when
you
you have
gotta
too
even.
much and you're too loose.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh boy.
Yeah,
There's the
everything's
snowman.
slicing in, every duff chip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my perfect zone is probably, I'd say three. If in a perfect world, 3 beers per 9. I think I found that 3 beers, keep it light, and that's just like the perfect buzz. But then you're still, like you said, you're still loose.
Yeah, you're in
Not too loose.
you're in like the warm zone. I call it. Like I love a bloody with a couple beers on the front. Like this is like a Saturday morning. Like got nothing to do. Not going back to work or anything like that. Throw me a bloody in the morning. I won't really drink it until like hole 1 or 2. From there, it's like, okay, have a couple light beers, hit the turn, probably grab a hot dog, maybe grab another beer, and then have a few after the round, like to finish the round and have a couple after. And that's like the perfect Saturday round that you can possibly have with a few buddies.
Yeah, you're still serviceable after, right?
Yeah,
If you need
100%.
if you have a honeydew list,
Able to drive home, able to hit the grocery store, pick up the milk or whatever.
The only time that I feel like I'm not is when it's like 100 degrees.
Oh, then you're
And
just
it's
dying
just-
from heat. You're like, I just want water.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even want a Coors Light.
Yeah,
maybe a Coors Light and a water.
Or it's just so hot that when you're drinking, you don't even get buzzed because it's just like you're
it's
just sweating it
flowing
all out.
through.
Yeah.
That's the worst too when you get back to the clubhouse, and it's always like you got to let something out of your system.
Yeah.
And it's just like when you get back to the clubhouse, you're just order another beer or something. You're like, I don't even got to go right now. Like this is
Yeah.
bad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You
just
just
sweated
you
it
sweat
all
it all out. Yeah. I've gone a whole round, many rounds where I haven't even gone to the bathroom. Yeah.
Arizona was
and I've
that one
drank
time.
a lot.
Arizona and Palm Springs were like the 2 times that I
Yeah.
did that. And I'm just like, this is impressive. I had water, had multiple beers, had Gatorades, and I still don't gotta go.
Nothing, yeah.
This is nothing. Come on now.
Yeah.
What is going on here?
It's exiting other ways. Yeah. So what would be your? Do you have like a birdie juice of choice?
Birdie juice, you gotta go like a true whiskey.
Okay.
Like I love.
You do like Jameson?
No, like I go
like-
Woodford or something like
okay.
that.
Yeah, bourbon. Yeah.
Yeah, bourbon, like a
Yeah.
true bourbon
Yeah.
whiskey. Yeah. Like the Fireball caught on. I'm not a huge like sweets guy, so cinnamon doesn't rub me well. I know the what's the peanut butter cup one?
Oh, screwball.
Screwball.
Yeah.
I know that caught on pretty well, but I'm not like another sweet guy.
Yeah.
You know, like
I
I
like the burn.
yeah, I like the burn. You know, like and I bring a flask, right? So if we hit it, and then like take a little pull from the
Yeah.
flask, but not too much. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll go a true bourbon whiskey.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. I do like whiskey, but I mean I can do tequila all day.
I was gonna say,
White.
dude, tequila's a popular thing
Yeah.
out there, especially
Yeah.
during the summertime.
Yeah. I mean we can. Pop
So
the
these-
tequila,
these guys that I was
bring
playing
a
with
little
at,
half bottle.
The guys I was playing with at that crazy tournament that we decided to golf in a like hurricane, they were tequila boys.
Yeah.
They loved their tequila, man.
Nice.
I was
Did
like,
they bring one out?
yeah, they did, and I was like, I gotta stay away from that. No, thank you. It is storming out. It's not 100 degrees weather.
Yeah, you're not gonna sweat that out. Yeah. It's
I
gonna
did.
stick with you.
I took one shot on the hole that is respectfully for Richie Perez.
Yeah.
And I did one shot there, and that was it.
Yeah.
But I was like,
Like,
man,
one
I
in
can't,
honor, but that's
yeah,
it,
one in honor, and I can't do any more after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I can get down on some tequila, but yeah, like you said, you got to be careful. You know,
It's more of a just like a spread. Well, I mean, you got to do the bird juice. It's an
Well,
honor.
yeah.
It's an honor.
Well, and I mean, you know, I've played in a round where there were like 8 birdies in out
Then
of
you
the
got
group.
to you got to pump the brakes. You got to pump the
I'm like, you got to hang around the clubhouse for a while. For
Yeah,
that one.
100%.
So, or these like, you know, industry tournaments. It's like they alcohol every hole in some of them. I'm like,
Those are
You
the
gotta be
real estate
careful.
industry can get you in trouble
Yeah.
quick. You know.
they like I think there's a booth that I've seen before, and they have like, you know, every Costco
Yeah. Liquor that's it.
liquor that you
Kirkland
have.
liquor.
Well, not even Kirkland too, but like the Kirkland, and then also like the name brand of like
Yeah.
tequila, whiskey,
Yeah.
bourbon, Irish whiskey,
Yeah.
Vodka. They got everything. So, I mean,
Yeah, you can get in trouble easily. That's so like on anytime you play with like a crew like that, like you do a couple, and then it's like, all right, we don't need to do every single one.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
like cheers the beer or something, you know, like
Yeah.
take a sip of light beer.
Or Matt showed me. He's like, just take it, and then maybe take a sip while you're standing, and then once you drive off, he's like, just
Yeah.
pour it out.
Yeah.
I'm like,
At least
so you haven't been drinking all this?
At
this
least
whole
you
time?
honored it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I for that at that point it's like if after a couple it's like just transition to cheers and beers. You know?
Mm-hmm.
At least you're still honoring it. You're not disrespecting the birdie juice.
Yeah. So one of the last things I just wanted to talk about, and I was kind of like scrolling through, you know, Instagram and whatnot, and one thing I came across was, do you think that if we were to become scratch golfers, do you think we'd be satisfied? Do you think, you know, because my idea is, do you still have fun? I mean, if you're like scoring or not scoring, do you still have fun? And I thought about it, and I think yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
totally.
You know,
I don't think I think golf is golf because no one's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think it's the most impossible sport to ever be 100% perfect at.
Yeah.
Like you can have a round,
yeah,
but can you carry that round?
yeah.
You know, like you look at the pros. Like the pros have struggles, like from tournament to tournament.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's very rare. Like you get a Tiger where he strings like
killing
multiple
yeah.
tournaments together. You know, or like a Scheffler or something like that
Yeah.
that strings multiple tournaments together. But even like nowadays, like they struggle. Like maybe they show up for like the big tournaments, but the smaller tournaments in between, they're not necessarily showing up for. You know.
Yeah.
So it's golf is very humbling.
Yeah, humbling. And then I think that's what makes it fun, right? Like
Yeah.
even when you are that good.
I think any competitive person in this world
Yeah.
will enjoy golf for the fact that you're never perfect and there's always something to improve on.
Yep.
And I love that.
Or like I've seen the meme where it's like you can only have like it's driving, irons, putting, wedges, and it's like no matter what you do, only 3 of them are always on.
Yeah,
Like you keep moving them.
Exactly. Like how many times have you heard of a guy like I piped that drive 300 something yards and then he duffs his second
Oh, yeah.
shot?
I've been there. I do that all the time.
Dude, that's my go-to, right?
Hey, I told you not to talk about me on this podcast.
My bad. I feel like that's like any like amateur golfer though,
Yeah.
dude. Like, oh, he hit one like 270, 280, 293. You know, oh, he made it over 3. And then his second shot's like 20 yards.
Yeah.
Chunked it.
Chunk it. Yep. That's my go-to right there. Or I'm just off the green and I'm like, okay, I'll put it close to the wedge, and it's like I like double hit it, you know, or whatever. Yeah,
Just
duff it, yeah.
overthinking it, you know, or too confident. I mean, it can be a bunch of things, but yeah, no, that's like I think that's the beauty. Like, it doesn't matter how good you are. Like, cause I mean, that's another thing of like a lot of people might say like, oh, handicaps, or like, oh, like you're not as good as me because I'm a scratch golfer and you're a 15, you know?
Yeah.
Almost like, well, that's the reason of a handicap.
Well, and then I saw like even like this guy, I think he was like a 12 handicap, I think, and he shot a 69.
Yeah.
It's like, so you can go off on a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where just everything's clicking.
Yeah.
You know, because you have the ability.
Yeah. But
It's
that's
but
one
how
round.
often does it? Yeah.
I forget how many rounds out of your handicap it is now. They keep adjusting it. It's like, what is it, 15 rounds or something?
I think still top 20, but your
top
best
20.
8
Best, yeah.
will
So,
go towards it. Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
So-
So it's like, but
It's some weird.
so he has
something weird
one
like that.
in his top 20 now. That's like outrageous, right?
Yeah.
So it might sit there for a while,
Yeah.
right? Because he's probably never going to beat that. But then his average is still
drops
not
off.
really affected.
Yeah.
I mean, it affected it immediately, but it's not going to affect it long term because he's going to keep pushing other rounds
Yeah.
in his normal category there, right? So
Yeah.
I think it's like another thing for handicap is like I'm a 15 handicap, and it's like I would love to be under 10. I just don't play enough, you know. But like my goal is every time I go out is try to beat what I'm normal. Like my average is in the high 80s, low 90s, and it's like
So you shoot 85, you're happy.
yeah,
Happy
depending
camper.
on the course,
Well,
right?
Yeah.
Depending on the course and the
Yeah.
conditions that you're playing in. You know, it's like I'm stoked with high 80s.
Yeah.
You know, I would love that.
Yeah.
I can do that consistently every round.
Because if it's par 72, I mean, think about it. That's only 13 over.
Yeah.
That's a good day.
Yeah.
Or decent. you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and on average, I'm in there, but sometimes I'm higher, and sometimes, very rarely, I'm lower. You know.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, and then you post that, and it's like I'm always trying to improve that, and if I can get it lower, I can. You know. So, but yeah, that would be my full response.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah. I think that's why it becomes addicting, because you are never, most people are never going to get the command of golf.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like 100% all the time. Because it's something, it's like, if you don't use it, you lose it.
Yeah. Or going back to what you said, like something's not clicking, right?
Yeah.
So then it's like you get the itch, like I want to go fix that.
Yeah.
So then you go to the practice range and it's like you get a bucket of balls and maybe you get, 70 balls and 40 of them you're hitting driver because you're like pissed off at your driver.
Yeah.
You know? Or 40 of them are 4 irons. I don't know,
Yeah, that's one thing is like, you would think the psychology is if you suck at something, you quit. But I think for us who now are playing golf, it's like when you suck, it just makes me want to play more to get better.
I want to go improve it.
Yeah. Like if I go out, I'm at a 10, but I can still go out and shoot 92 easily.
Have you ever-
And then the next day I'm like, I want to come back again because I want to beat that.
Have you ever done that where you've had such a bad round where like the next couple days you go to the driving range to try to work on it?
No, I just go to the course again.
Go to the course and
play the round.
So see, for me, I've done it before where like I purposely didn't want to go play around. I purposely went to the range. I got the biggest bucket there was, and I did my normal run through where like I play it like a kind of a course. So I start with driver, and then I go to like a mid iron, then I go to a low iron, and then I usually hit a dozen low irons to warm up. But it's like that first hole, and then. From there, I went straight into the clubs that I was pissed off at. So driver was one, my 3-wood was one, a 4-iron was another, and I just ran through those for like 70 shots, like and trying to feel anything I can feel to try to like correct it. Like, oh, this one I'm like hitting it straight. Oh,
Yeah.
that one I hooked. You know, oh, that one,
Yeah.
and just trying to fix it. And, that's the beauty of the game is like
Yeah.
you have ability to do that.
That's smart. I mean, I've done that. Maybe I should do that too, where go to the range, you actually play driver, iron,
I love it. Yeah.
wedge,
Yeah.
driver, iron, right? Like you just do it every time,
Yeah.
like you're playing a course.
Yeah.
That way, even though, let's say let's say you aim and your iron shot hits the green or whatever target you're doing, still do a wedge, but just
Yeah.
get the routine.
No, it's a set of the clubs, right? So like sometimes I'll do it at the end, but I usually try to do like a little bit in the beginning and then depending on what I'm trying to do on the range. Yeah. But like so like maybe I'll do a small bucket in the front just to warm up, and then I'll go like I'm gonna play 9 holes, and I try to I should have 3 to 4 shots a hole kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or I need that many balls,
Yep.
But yeah,
So.
it's a good idea.
Yeah, I know. I that's one of my resolutions this year is to practice, because there's no way I'm going to shoot in the 70s 10 times this year if I don't practice.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I might get lucky a few times.
Yeah.
Or play a same course consistently, like play Empire every time.
Yeah, it depends on
And,
the courses.
you know,
Like I love like
Or go play Mather, get away with some stuff.
I mean, I guess we're truly not country club boys because we play different courses every time we play.
Yeah.
But like that's one thing about a country club is like you play the same course over and over, and so like you can probably improve your score pretty quickly on a course
just by
like
playing
that.
the same. Yeah.
And then you move that course and you go somewhere else, and you're like, man, that's an eye opener.
Yeah.
Like holy crap, I just shot like what?
Yeah. Yeah, because and I think I've said this before, but at Empire with the men's group, it's like all those guys shoot super low at home because they know what club they're going to use
They
for
know
every
hole is
shot.
already set up.
Yep.
They know exactly.
Just a routine.
Yep.
So,
But like take them out to the ridge.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's a different story.
No, you take them to I see the away tournaments.
Yeah.
Way higher scores.
Yeah.
Way
Or
12
Apple
strokes
Hill.
difference.
All the big hitters go to Apple Hill, and you're like humbled.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you can't. No reason to
No.
bring a driver there. No reason.
Maybe 6 holes.
Yeah.
The par 5s.
Maybe. Yeah.
it,
I would say like 5 to 6 holes.
Yeah.
Max. And even some of the par 5s, you don't.
Yeah,
Even need
you
it.
don't even need a driver. I mean,
Yeah, you can just do a 3-wood or something.
So speaking of resolutions, is there anything? The last thing, is there anything that you have or thought about for your game this year?
Shave a little handicap.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Like play a little bit more, so I have the ability to post enough to where I can shave. That'd be cool.
Do you know how many rounds you played or posted?
Last year, you can probably look it up for me. I mean, so I'm on.
Oh, that's it. It's just whenever the group.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like 12.
Yeah, plus maybe a couple more outside of there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying. I don't even know. I haven't really looked at it, but so what are you trying to get down to? So you're 16. That's what you mean?
I think I'm a 15-1 or a 16-1 right now.
Okay.
I'm like, I would love to get to the 12. That's a lot to jump this year, though.
Yeah.
But that would just be my to sit at. That'd be cool. That means I need to play. I need to bump a few rounds, play a little bit better on a few rounds. So
Yeah, get some low ones in there.
yeah, couple
So
low.
they can sit there for about a year.
couple
or so,
low
yeah.
80s would be awesome.
Yeah.
How about that? Maybe
you
that's
go.
a better.
Yeah,
for the
well,
year.
that's why, like,
Couple low 80 scores
yeah,
would be cool.
because I think even if I shot in the 70s 10 times, I think I would still be around 10
Yeah.
with my others,
Yeah,
with my average.
exactly. Because I've had I got some 90s in there.
Yeah. I think the lowest I ever got was 8. And that was because I had a few 70s, like 74, 75, 77.
Yeah.
And that was probably the lowest I ever got.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, I'm excited to see what I can do this year.
Yeah.
And, film it, maybe get some,
Yeah.
get the.
Hopefully hit it further than
Yes,
a yard. Or
Yeah,
a
I have some
negative
work
yard.
to do. I have to hit better.
Hey,
than
at
a
least you
yard
never
off
hit
the
a
tee.
you never hit a negative yard.
Yeah, but that's the thing I will say that's good about that drive is at least I didn't go in the shit.
Yeah. Oh, there is
And
shit right
so,
there on
yeah,
the left hand
right,
side.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
And there's actually a freaking hill that you got to dodge too.
yeah, so I actually it was probably the worst shot I could do.
Yeah. Because you
Because if
gave
you
him
actually topped it and it went somewhere, it'd go in the shit.
and you gave him a tee box.
Yes, yeah. He
You gave him a tee box.
he had the best lie I could have given him. So we'll end on that. Yeah, that's a good one.
Awesome.
So, well, anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again, Bryan, for coming.
Thanks for
on.
having me.
Yeah,
Again. Yeah.
we had fun today.
Hope
so,
to see you guys again soon.
Yeah, and for everyone out there, you know, if you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, let us know if you want us to talk about anything.
I think it's red, like
And-
red over there.
Yeah.
Like over there.
Yeah. Yeah. And thank you to X.G.O.L.F Chuck. Thanks for letting us film here. And thank you to Gavin. And we will see you guys next time. Peace. See ya.